Canelo Alvarez will soon be backed into a corner. It's either Terence Crawford or David Benavidez. Let's talk about it. After Canelo completely dominated Berlanga, winning every single round, the fans are demanding now that he should be in more tougher fights. He's running out of opponents. And now he's just beaten Berlanga, which everybody expected him to. Who is left? The networks will only pay Canelo the big money if he fights the names that they want. That's why he had to vacate the IBF belt in the first place. And let's face it, nobody don't want to see Canelo face the likes of William Skull, Chris Eubank Jr. or Jamal Charlo. Turki Al-Sheikh and Terence Crawford has called him out again.
Tell him we going for Canelo next.
Yes. Let's go. Canelo, come on.
And based on Crawford's last performance, and if Canelo's smart, he would accept that offer, as it will be a good
payday.
So Canelo has a decision to make. He can either go and rematch Bivol, or Deontay Wilder is not retiring and he wants to carry on.
I'm not fucking leaving.
Let's talk about it. This guy will not quit. His trainer Malik Scott has said that Deontay Wilder is not ready to retire, as he believes that there are still big fights out there for him, like Anthony Joshua and Francis Ngannou.
To this day, you just sit here and you don't know what I'm talking about?
Now with Francis Ngannou, Wilder has a chance, as Ngannou can't box. But as for Anthony Joshua, he should leave that alone. That fight is not a big fight anymore. Those days are now in the past. Deontay Wilder is a spent force, whose decent years is way past him. Deontay Wilder now is more of a journeyman level, as any fighter beating him won't make them into a world title contender. And it doesn't mean that they're any good either. So what do you guys think about this? Do you think Deontay Wilder should carry on? Or do you think, like me, he should retire and hang up the gloves for good? Artur Beterbiev robs the undisputed championship from Dmitry Bivol. Let's talk about it. Bivol versus Beterbiev was an entertaining technical fight between two future Hall of Fame boxers. It was a close fight, but I gave Bivol the edge as he hit Beterbiev with the cleaner shots, he controlled the distance, and his defense didn't allow Beterbiev to land the shots that he wanted. He even made Beterbiev have to go all 12 rounds for the first time in his career. When the judges gave the win to Beterbiev via majority decision to become the first undisputed light heavyweight champion since the 1990s, I was shocked. But what was even more shocking was the scorecards. Only giving Bivol just 4 rounds was an absolute robbery, and Eddie Hearn ain't having it.
You gave Dmitry Bivol 4 rounds, they gave Bivol. This is a joke.
Even Turki Al-Sheikh thought that Bivol won.
I don't think the result is fair.
So in my opinion, they need to run it back and do the rematch, because Anthony Joshua has a big Ben Davidson problem. Let's talk about it. Soon after AJ lost to Dubois, he was asked directly what went wrong in there.
Chin in the air, no defense. Thing is, I like setting shots up. In a shootout like that, you really got to be a bit more sniper-esque.
So if AJ knew this, why didn't his freaking trainer Ben Davidson know? Being a good trainer is not just about what you do in training camp, it's also just as important the corner work. You are the fighter's eyes and ears, and must have the ability to guide a fighter, especially when the fighter's been hit and is in trouble. And Ben Davidson simply does not have the in-game tactical knowledge. Freddie Roach said the same thing 4 years ago. Tyson Fury's dad said the same thing. That's why they sacked him in the first place. And 4 years later, he should have learned, but he hasn't. Ben Davidson is not at a standard that he can guide top fighters, and that's why for Terence Crawford is either Canelo Alvarez or retirement.
No, I don't think Crawford will fight again outside of Canelo Alvarez. I don't think he has the desire.
Let's talk about it. Terence Crawford is 36 years old and he's not in his prime anymore. And there are hungry young lions waiting in the wings to face him, like Jaron Boots Ennis and Teofimo Lopez. And after all what Crawford has achieved in his career, can you blame him? He wants that last retirement check before he dips out the game for good. And even though Canelo said he's got no interest in fighting Crawford whatsoever, it'll be more likely that Canelo would fight Crawford than it would be him fighting Benavidez. Because let's face it, even though Benavidez didn't look great in his last fight, he will still cause major problems for Canelo, as he is the bigger guy. Me personally, I believe there's still a lot of fights out there for Crawford, if the money's right, and I think a unification fight against Fundora would be a good fight. Do you think Crawford should retire? And if not, who do you think Crawford should fight next?